Hey, it's Shi Sharai, and you are tuning in to another episode of The Slay. The Slay is the show for America's outcasts, for those who have been overlooked, underappreciated, and misunderstood. The saying goes, communication is key. We're here to start the conversation. Let's slay. Welcome back, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in again for another week, another episode, another open conversation. It's been, a lot's been going on. A whole lot's been going on. A whole lot. Good stuff is going on, y'all. I got this dope ass hair color because I did this
half and half. Okay,
bomb ass photo shoot.
You
this
know
weekend.
them steak and shakes, ice cream things.
Them
side
shakes.
by
That's
side.
me.
She got a
That's
side
me.
by
I'm
side.
that blueberry freeze swag going on. But yeah, I did a photo shoot last weekend in Louisville. It was
Check her hair out.
It was we did it on the walking bridge. We did it on the walking bridge and then the skate park. And the theme was Harajuku meets Afropunk. And so on the walking bridge, we had, people walking by and whatever, and the concept was to be a pop in modern life. So that it was a lot of fun. It was really dope. So got this hair. Y'all know I'm gonna change it up. It ain't gonna, appreciate it while it's
You'll
here.
change that hair tonight. You'll change that hair tonight. I
only kept it for the slay, and now we've slayed. It's gone. I'm gonna be a new.
You'd be hard to identify in the crime because you never look the same the next day.
Very. I also my gun is a revolver, so there's no evidence left. So don't fuck with me. My permit just came in the mail. Do not fuck with me.
See, I got problems with people with revolvers because I just picture them walking like 10 paces backwards.
Turn and shoot.
It's like, why are you? You know what I mean? Tumbleweed, like meet somebody at sundown. like revolver.
This isn't your land, cowboy.
Just getting that smoke wagon.
If you are just joining us, we are talking sexual health today, y'all. I have 3 fucking incredible guests in my studio today. I am really, really excited to have them here. Going down the line, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. First up, I got E. Vincent. Tell them about yourself, homie.
What's going on? My name is E. Vincent. You can find my music under E. Vincent on all streaming platforms and support your boy. I have a clothing line called Teddy Season Apparel.
And that shit's dope.
It's dope. If you like being comfortable, it's for you. And it's getting cold outside.
Okay. Ooh. Jogger season is coming, baby. Oh my God, I can't wait. Next up, I got Nita Taylor. She was here with us a couple weeks ago, y'all, when we was talking about the ganja slay. But if you want to reintroduce yourself to the people.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for coming.
My name is Nita Taylor. I am a promoter, event planner in the city. We actually have an event coming up. A few events coming up I know for you. Margarita Mondays will be starting bi-weekly. The first one will be October 12th. I have 2 dope DJs, DJ Wid and DJ Betty Rubble will be bringing you. I got them collaborating, linking their systems together. Y'all come out and see what that's about.
That's going to be lit.
Thank you.
That's going to be lit. And then, last but not least, I got Bradley Sonny Arquette.
Sonny Arquette, rapper, battle rapper, dancer, halfway activist a little bit. I be trying to get my Malcolm X on a little bit, but I'm just happy to be a guest on the
Who y'all know still slaying the battle rap? How many niggas y'all know that's battle? Everybody want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to get into the music, but who y'all see out here really doing it?
For that, bro. Let's
That's cool.
For sure. For real. I need a cipher. Battle. For real.
I'm all for that.
For real. Honestly. Well, y'all, today we're gonna be talking sexual health. We're gonna break down some of the stigmas of sexual health and getting tested and things like that. I think it's gonna be a good conversation. I really hope that y'all grow from that. First and foremost, though, I like to start the show one time for and just giving it up for something that's going on. One time for today for Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay,
because since I was there this weekend, so they settled the family, Breonna Taylor, for $12 million, which ain't enough, nigga. I need $12 million every year. That my daughter is not gonna be on this fucking planet. You know what I'm saying? And I also need some charges. I need some arrests. I need some shit done.
But why have he?
So I read an article yesterday or Sunday, right before I left. Me and Kia Middleton is the girl that the creative director that ran the photo shoot. But there was an article saying that the Louisville Police Department has declared a state of emergency.
I seen them put
and that's
barricades around, I
because
think, the courthouse.
and that's like shit is still boarded up and shit down there, and that's because they know already. They know already that they about to let these people off.
They gonna settle. What?
Yep, they about to let these people off.
There's no settling that.
Yep.
There is no settling.
They're about to let these people off, and when they do, the city is going to respond.
So I was actually hearing that no-knock raid, even though it was a mistake, Louisville's undergoing like a lot of gentrification. So they're doing like a lot of that's not one of the only no-knock raids that actually happened to kind of apply pressure to a certain area to that's
kick them out, get them out of there.
It's a gentrification method. Those no-knock raids and shooting people and all that type of stuff. They've been doing that since probably like the '60s. So that's nothing new. Like when I saw that, I was like,
that shit's crazy.
dang, the links y'all go to move a class out of a specific area to like.
But they've been doing, it's a cycle.
Yeah, man, that's a whole nother talk for a whole nother show. But we were sitting and talking about that, and the main really head of the conversation that we had is like, sorry, not sorry, but black people, we need to start wanting our own shit. No offense, but like, fuck these white people. They not trying to, we still working on trying to get equal to them when we have shown ourselves that we have the power to do our own shit. I don't know if y'all have seen the Trigger Warning with Killer Mike on Netflix. Yeah, I watched that. And where he did, the episode where he's doing the New Africa and he's talking about going and building this land and everything. That shit is possible.
No, yeah.
That shit is very possible.
We need to be more implementing, having our own, building our own.
Yeah, we do.
Having our own land, having our own
everything. It's very possible.
I think we chase the wrong goals.
That's my motive every day.
I think that we chase the wrong goals.
As far as equality, because when you start to chase equality, it's like, who are you trying to like measure up to?
Right, right.
The people, the oppressors aren't the yardstick for equality. Malcolm X said it's like, you're not the yardstick for equalities, or you're the yardstick for the standard of proper living or civility or whatever. So why are we chasing to be equal to what though? Like, if you were dealing with an abusive relationship, why would you want to be equal to the person that's actually abusing?
Right. Why don't you
seek your own autonomy and own independence?
Exactly.
So don't. And it shouldn't be no big announcement of removal. That should already be like a standard thing to try to develop on your own. Like, I remember being at ISU getting the Klan off of campus. You know what I mean? The Terre Haute, like, whoa, why are y'all here? Like, it's my
you know what?
first day here.
Something that she had said when we were talking yesterday, she said, we have to change the narrative, and we have to. We were talking about the youth and our part in that, and she was saying, we have to change our lives, and start thinking on how we can be different. And I said, I don't think that's something. White people don't think about that. White people aren't raised to think about the struggles that they're going to have to overcome that are inherent to them. You know what I'm saying? We have to automatically know, and have always been taught and told we got to prove ourselves because you're black, because
We're literally still in a state of learning ourselves. They never had to go through not knowing. You know what I mean? Not knowing. Mm-hmm. Getting back to our heritage, back to where we were.
It's a whole. That's for another day.
There's and not to like totally deep dive into the topic, but let's not get it twisted. It's not like people be like, yeah, we can never come together. It's not like we haven't came together.
Right.
We were together. We're broken apart and have had several different examples where we've done this, that whether it been highly put in the media or have not, aside from Black Wall Street, aside from like, small communities in New York that I've seen burn down whenever I go back up there, aside from like LA, whole communities in South Central LA that once were black that were like met with like militarized force. So it's not like we can't or haven't or aren't trying to do that. I think that's just one more area we have to cover in order to sustain that. Like, everybody needs to get a gun. You know what I mean? Yep. Everybody needs to learn how to have a gun and have the psychology to arm yourself. I always say when I have a son, I want to put him in a martial art before I put him in the sport. You know what I mean? Before I put him in football.
Teach him defense.
Get him some taekwondo, some defense, some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because it's not just the defense, it's the defense up here too. It's all the discipline.
For sure. Better Black News. I want to celebrate, some good stuff that's going on around our community and for our people. San Francisco is launching a program, or they're trying to get ready to launch a program that's going to provide pregnant Black, and it's targeted towards Black and Pacific Island women, but just low-income minority groups, a monthly stipend.
I saw that.
So basically what they're trying to do is they hope to start it off with $1,000 a month stipend for the duration of the pregnancy, and then 2 months after, and their eventual goal is to be able to provide that to them for 2 years after the baby's born, which is fucking dope. Like it's so that's so
And
cool.
San Francisco done that?
In San Francisco,
Wow.
there is I can't remember what. I'll have to double check what. I think it was called. I think it was called Expecting Justice. Is the organization that they are basically partnered with to try to get that done. But that's dope. I really because
That's really dope.
and I think that that's a good segue into the show. Because the first thing that I want to talk about is like the birds and the bees, the kid talk, and just sex and kids and how that comes into play. And what that made me think about is, could this possibly be a change or be connected to like a possible change with like child support systems and things like that? You know what I'm saying? Because if the city is giving you this money for the expenses of taking care of your baby, and you're being educated and you're getting all those resources, then we don't have to rely on, you know what I'm saying, your baby daddy to be sending you this money and you going to put him on child support. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, it's possible.
It'll change the generation of it. Possibly by the time the kids get a certain age.
And this program is getting money from where?
I don't know. I looked on their website, and so it's still a
Because if it's coming from a
This is
donation,
a
or coming from taxpayers.
Fresh program.
yeah. I don't think it has started yet. Let me double check and see what that website was called that I was just on. I can't get on my phone.
I feel like it's a good
What is
substitute
the
for child support.
see what the
Simple,
program is called?
The program is called the Abundant Birth Program.
The Abundant Birth
It
Program.
depends on where that money is coming from, though, too.
Yeah, let me see. San Francisco.
Good point. Yeah, where is that money coming
Because if
from?
that money is
The Abundant Birth Project. The Abundant Birth Project, it is partnered with
And
expectingjustice.org is the website that you can go to and look that up and get some more information.
Yeah, it depends on who's funding it. Why? Like, what's their initial purpose behind
see.
it? Because it's
It's
a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah,
So you
they're
want to make sure they're not, just trying to get a hold of kids.
a promising approach for reducing inequities in San Francisco. Let me see. Structural racism is an important factor driving this inequity. No, it doesn't say.
That's important.
Because it's like
That's
where the
very
money coming
important.
from and where is it being taken from? Because you notice, I remember
Yeah.
like in high school, like for example, it was probably something not really connected, but when they were building the stadium trying to prep for the Super Bowl, I seen a bunch of public schools that I went to, like underprivileged, like poor public schools that I went to, nearly be shut down and eradicated and turned into something totally different just based off, trying to build up the stadium. So though this is a incentive, like theoretically a great
It
thing,
sounds like
Yeah.
where's the money coming from?
Yeah, it says preterm birth initiative. CA at the University of California, San Francisco will lead the evaluation, starting with formative research to structure the program. Subsequent evaluation will assess how families use additional income and examine related health and economic impacts. Partners in this work include the San Francisco Department of Public Health, the University of California, San Francisco UCSF, the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, it's up right there, the San Francisco Human Rights Commission, San Francisco Human Services Agency, San Francisco's Treasurer's Office, First Five San Francisco, the San Francisco Department of Children, Youth and Families, San Francisco Unified School District, Bayview YMCA, official Office of the District 5 Supervisor, and the National Health Law Program. So the banks, the city, so taxpayers' money, and that's
Exactly.
Yeah, that might be. It might be a while before we see that in action, but
How would y'all feel if taxpayers were like putting some of our funds towards that, towards like eradicating, like getting rid of child support, or if it's coming from like the top 10% of the country?
Which would never happen.
Right.
Which
Hell
won't
no, they
happen,
not
and
doing
not in the
that.
comic book world, but that would be great because the top 10%, if they did anything for on the lower level of the little layer of control, this population that they have. But if that was coming out first, I would want if it's coming out of my taxpayer dollars, I would want that to happen in my own home. Like, don't take my money and send it to Florida. It's just like I can't buy groceries for the whole block. I gotta start eating in my own house first. I would be, in like I said, theoretically, it would be great because it would eradicate the super predatory nature of the child support system too. Because we see everybody has seen somebody on child support, whether they need it or don't need it, and how it affects relationships and how it regulates and even how it affects people's lives.
Well, right. I was gonna say I've always been
people's
I've always been aware of and cautious about like how like niggas can go to jail for not paying child support type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of them situations where it's like, yes, you got them dudes that are deadbeats and that, you know, probably deserve that. But then you also got the guys that are, they baby mamas asking for $5,000 a month, and they for a 2-year-old.
Like, you live down the street from what you need.
Yeah, like, right. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen men trying to be in their children's lives,
and because of emotional attachment or disparities, can't do that. So yeah, I think that
I understand the purpose of it, but it's not being used right.
I think that in honesty, as someone who doesn't have kids, if that was something that was like, this is coming for. This might be fucked up, but I'm just keeping it raw with you. Yeah. I would be totally okay with that for the minority community if I knew that my money was going to the minority community. But quite honestly, I'm at a point, and me and Kia were talking about this yesterday or Sunday. I'm at a point where like the police and their interaction with black people is starting to make me not want to fuck with white people in general. Not just police, but just, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up suburbs, gifted and talented, only black kid, and in a, you know what I'm saying, all white community, all white classes, whatever.
I grew up in a
so
very
it ain't
diverse community as well,
it's not a hatred or any type of a, you know, negative feeling, but it's just more of a like, I'd rather not. If I ain't gotta fuck with you, I ain't gotta fuck with you. And the reason that comes in is like, yes, we have white allies and we have people that are working for us, but if you really coming down to the nitty gritty, this is the end of the world, race war, whatever. How far are my white allies gonna be my allies when it comes to when it comes to just the, you know what I'm saying, just the generalization of race. So that. I would feel like, yeah, I want to help my community. I don't mind paying in a couple taxes of that, but I want to make sure that it's going to my community. And that's like...
But you might not have to be, like, in order to do something like that to where it's, like, laser focused on a set community, it would have to come from that own community itself.
Yeah.
Because how many times have we seen the trickle-down stuff? Everybody else gets it first, and then we got to fight for the same scraps.
And that's where your problem comes in, because how can you take from those that don't have?
Like, if we're going to do that, I mean, what is always a hindrance for us in the black community is that there's no unity.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say it's that. Like I've been in the hood majority of my life, and I think it's the most unified in the hood. It's just the most stressed out. So you see the outcome. You see the outcome of like us going through what we go through, and kind of somewhat take it out on us, just in environmental consequences and influence. But how many times have you seen people at the basketball court all playing basketball together, whether it's rough or not? You know what I mean? So it's not like it's a lack of unity thing, because if you walk into any other community anywhere, even in the job field, like if you go into corporate stuff, the higher up offices or whatever, such and such bought a copier is sleeping with somebody's husband.
Right.
Downstairs.
Yeah, so everybody got their shit.
It's always disunity, period. I think it just looks worse. Worse, is that a word?
It just looks worse.
Just leave the R off.
Yeah, worse.
Hey, it's better than heard it. Heard it, looked it.
Hey, I still use heard it. Chill out.
No.
I still use heard it.
Get out.
I still use heard it.
Get out.
But like I see several different communities where it's so much like disunity and more infighting in other places. I just think it looks worse on us, because it's like we can't afford any bit of it.
Right.
It's like we can't. It's like you can't afford not to.
That's like I've said before. You know, black people, we need to stop using black on black crime. Quit talking about it. Don't even say that shit, because ain't no nigga ever killed no nigga because he was black. You know what I'm saying? I saw that in a post, but it's like no black person ever killed a black person because he was black. It might, whatever the reason may be, it wasn't because he was black. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and crime is proximity based anyway.
Yep. Another thing that happened in Louisville Sunday, or I think it happened Saturday, a dude, he went into a restaurant and outside on the patio and shot and killed 3 people. I don't know if he killed all of them, but shot 3 people point blank range and just, you know what I'm saying, left. Black dude. Because when you hear that, you know what I'm saying, when we talking about the stereotypes of crime and what that looks like, when you hear that.
This is when you was there this weekend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you hear that, you think, oh, that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? We don't do those type of things very often, where we shooting up schools and mad at our work, and you know what I'm saying?
Some American gangsters.
He was, but also I think that people are starting to just get fed up. Whoever it was that shot them sheriffs in L.A. Have y'all seen that video of them walking up and shooting into that car?
Yeah.
Man, ran up, point blank range, boom, 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 dip. and they on a manhunt for this person because I think one of them or both of them died. So they looking for this person, but and it's fucked up. But again, keeping it real, I said I want them to get caught because I want to know the whys. I want to know the motive and all of that. But I also like don't want them to be black. Like if they are, like I don't want them to be caught. Like I'm just like, I think we like it's so tough. Like it's like because that's
like
that's
don't
the
be
honesty
black,
of it.
don't
Like
be black. Like it's crazy because you become so desensitized and seeing this type of stuff online all day long to where my reaction, I kind of felt guilty for my reaction or lack of empathy for reaction. It's just like, dang, the cops got shot. Man, that's crazy.
yeah.
That's what
Niggas die every day, B. Like,
and then it's like it makes you
that
feel
is
like the
crazy.
scores ain't even. It makes me like 1,000-2.
yeah,
And
right.
It makes you feel
right.
like that, and it's crazy.
We
like,
we in the game. We on the board. Like,
1,000-2, but
It
it might
gives you
be
a
no
very
suspicious
torn
behind
feeling
that.
about it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that shit is.
2 people died, but damn.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's still a life. They still have a family.
Right.
They still have,
Right.
you know what I mean, loved ones that you're going to care about
Mm-hmm.
them, you know what I mean, after they're gone. So it's like,
Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, let's. I want to talk about. I want to start with talking about our kids and our youth, because eventually we're gonna get to talking about lack of information and the double standards of sex. But you know, little boys and little girls grow different, and their expectations and allowances are very different when it comes to sex. And the example that I have of that is like the spend the night company. You know what I'm saying? Me as a girl, I'm 28 years old. My mama just now, for the first time, gave me permission for my boyfriend to spend the night. You know what I'm saying? Because I stay at her house. But you know what I mean? His mama, that's not a, you know what I'm saying? That's not a thing, and that's not something little boys. You know what I mean? It's they. I don't want to say get away with more,
I know where you're
but
going.
just, you know, when the talk for a little boy is a little bit different than the talk for a little girl. Because when you talking to a little girl, you got to talk about getting pregnant and STDs and but like
lenience.
getting pregnant and, you know what I'm saying? Like little girls are taught that sex is supposed to become from love because a baby can come from sex. And you want to have a baby with somebody that you love. Little boys, it's like, listen, don't be out here being fast because you don't want your dick to fall off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to catch you know. And also, you don't want to, also you don't want to get somebody pregnant before you're ready. But we've seen that there's not going to be a hold very often in our community, at least, of accountability and responsibility if that does happen. You know what I mean? And that's like, where does that come from? How did our parents talk to us and introduce, you know what I'm saying, those kind of conversations, and what was going on in our community and what were we seeing in the media when we were teenagers or in middle school, you know what I mean?
honestly, when I was in high school, my mom was in college. She traumatized me. I was traumatized. She showed me a bunch of pictures of bunch of STDs,
Whoa.
maggots growing in people's mouth, off their legs,
Maggot. Whoa.
off their genitals, and I was traumatized. So
Wow.
I'm very squeamishy, and I don't really listen. It's been people that I've been in relationships with that I've not been sexually active with. You know what I mean? So it's like, it ain't no spending the night.
I think that
it wasn't no spending the night.
I think
growing
that
up.
the conversation has kind of always more commonly been more of a fear tactic than an educational kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Don't have sex because you might get an STD, or like even Mean Girls. You know what I'm saying? If you have sex, you're gonna get chlamydia and you're gonna die. Like, you know, they
Right,
take
wow,
these
I'm
rubbers.
gonna die?
But we're not having real raw, hey, this is what it really looks like. In today's day and age, I think it's hard for kids, little girls, to believe that sex is supposed to be about love. It's hard for them you can tell them that all day long. But
Right.
social media
but
is
look
saying,
at
you know what I mean?
Look
Like,
at how it's being implemented through WAP and everything that, you know what I mean, it's being put out in front of them that they're listening to. You know what I mean, their parents I'm seeing kids, their parents aren't filtering this stuff from them.
They
So
can't,
they're
though.
hearing it.
and it's not giving them a realistic look at sex. And that the mirror side to that
And I
is,
understand it's hard to think.
You said they can't, Vince? Explain that.
It's
Go ahead.
everywhere.
If I might interject, I think I never really got the talk. I think most guys really don't get like the talk like that.
As a guy.
No, I mean we grew up right in the internet, era. So
Yeah.
like a lot of
As the internet was coming,
most of us saw like porn first.
Like we
and
talked
got
about
to talk.
yeah.
So, and me working in the school system, they already got phones. It's already too like
They've seen sex.
They've seen it,
but
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So like when I got to talk from my stepdad, he was just more like I had a kid at 17 and at 18, and you could get STDs. So and I saw pictures of that more like in high school, but I feel like all that should be seen like dang near like 3rd, 4th grade.
Oh yeah, I do.
It
Because
gotta be real,
at the end of the day, you're not protecting them. You're not protecting them by not sharing with them as a parent or an adult
Or
an
trying to
aware
hide them
mentor.
from it,
Because
honestly.
and especially in the difference between the generations of kids coming up under us and us is that, like you said, that for us growing up at that time, it was like the beginning of the internet, whatever.
was
We were just
hard.
finding porn. Now your fucking 4th grader can have an innocent ass Instagram and an OnlyFans might come up on, you know what I'm saying? Like an advertisement to somebody's OnlyFans might pop up on their
So
shit.
you think
like,
the internet kind of adds more of a detriment to the?
Oh, absolutely.
to that exposure?
Because and that's a good segue to the next topic of just a lack of accurate information, because that's not just for kids. You know what I'm saying? I know people our age that it's so easy to just share a link of false information or whatever and just go with that because that's just where we are. We just on our phones. We're not thinking about doing the research.
At that age, because of the lack of and because of the lack of and because of it being exploited and them having a lack of education, I think that's where it comes more of a pressure for a lot of kids, and maybe even a stairway or a gateway for a lot of abuse to come in because of the lack of and people not knowing,
and
people
kids are gonna
maybe even the curiosity. So
right. I was about to say kids are
they're
gonna
not
follow the
gonna
curiosity.
say no,
yeah.
and it just you know what I mean. Like I don't know, or just the lack of you know what I mean. I don't.
I think that as it trickles down, there is a lack of information and a lack of, I guess, going and getting that research for ourselves and knowing the facts. So how can I translate that to my kid other than just saying, oh, well, this was my experience and like this is what you don't want to happen or whatever, versus, you know what I'm saying, keeping it all the way real. Listen, here are the consequences. Here are some of the things that can happen. But this is, little girl, don't think that this...
How do you talk to a child at a young age about that, though?
I think
that's where it comes in with a parent. I'm not a parent,
right?
And by any means, you know what I mean. But how do you do that?
I think you have to lead by compassion more than consequences. You know what I mean? Because consequences become challenges as more you get older. It's like, or yeah, or what? You know,
Right.
it becomes kind of like that.
Yeah.
See, I guess
I feel
my
that.
family was a little bit different. Like I said, I didn't lose my virginity till I was close to almost out of high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was more so seeing things around me, like girls being pregnant in my middle school, like in 12 and 13 years old, just seeing things like, yo, I don't even want to go through that. So we never really got that like birds and the bees talk. My father did his little dry way of kind of, boy, don't be doing this or doing that. But I feel like with boys and girls, with guys, we get the birds and the bees talk as far as, you know, what not to do because something such and you might get this or with that. It's more cautionary with women. Sometimes I'm biased to say what you want about it. It's more cautionary thing with women because women, any, I guess, mishap sexually with them, they're the ones that bear more of the burden.
I was about to say, yeah, we taking the ultimate risk.
Yeah, through the pregnancy, through being physically taken advantage of, through this already being a male-dominated society anyway. So it's
And
like
even-
the
and
risk is
even-
greater for women than more for it is.
Even deeper emotionally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Women
definitely.
we are built to be more emotional, I guess,
emotional
in a
beings,
sense.
naturally.
So now it's like we're taking the risk of heartbreak and, you know what I'm
honestly,
saying?
men
Things
are
that
too.
men don't, they are,
Very.
but men aren't as open to be vulnerable to those emotions.
We don't have as much emotional understanding, and we don't navigate
that
off
part.
emotion like that. It's
That
just
part.
like a guy can get insecure. I've felt low and felt insecure based off of. It's like you break up with somebody and you see your ex move on, or see your ex with somebody who you may think might be better than you, or something like that. We still feel that. We just translate it through less channels.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then
Yep.
it's either bravado or we just mad, sad, or something like that. It's less inaccurate. Women are kind of more so
We're going to be
encouraged
more
to-
expressive about it.
Yeah, and I think more healthily expressive about it. Like
Right, because I think that it would be more in a man's nature to respond to that with meaningless sex and just on to the next fuck or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I mean?
because a girl
I don't know.
What you got to say about
I
it,
was gonna say a
Teddy?
girl will get cheated on, and then she'll go to her friends, and they'll sit there and talk and eat ice cream. And girl, fuck that nigga, this, that, and the third. A guy will get cheated. I got cheated on probably like senior year before college. I told my friend about it. I was like, yeah, I was with her almost throughout my whole college career, and you know during that 18 to 22 year span, you're supposed to be wild. And I I guess I don't say wasted that being in a relationship.
I know what
but
you mean.
I come out of a relationship and was like, yo man, what happened? She said, yeah, man, she cheated on me. Psh, let's go get bitches. I'm
Right.
like, but that's not even what I'm thinking. I'm
Right.
like, that is not where I'm at. I'm sitting there in the bed.
Yeah, sad as fuck.
Right. But it's like, I don't want to be sad. Let's go
like,
get
it's so
these
crazy.
bitches.
We
about to get
That's your
unsad.
friend for you.
We about to get unsaid.
That's your friend for
He
you.
literally said it. He out his mouth. He was like, "So we gonna get bitches?" I'm like, "What, dude? I'm not even in town. First off, secondly, is that all you got for me?" And no, I didn't want no warm embrace and no warm milk or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just like, let me kind of like talk this out. Like we have bad coping. As
Yeah.
men, we have unhealthy coping mechanisms that are just driven out of.
I think
Let's go
it's
get bitches.
people.
Like,
We
no.
dividing everything. I think it's just people. I know girls that get cheated
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
They go out their girls getting they just be about
Yeah.
wild. Everybody
I can
wild.
agree to that, but I think that just comes from we are like so in denial, or just we really do not want to like face the demons of just this sex, of just the sex talk of I got on here talking about just STD testing. Like we motherfuckers will clown you for getting tested, for just getting checked. That has become the
It's a
norm.
bad stigma.
That has
They
become the
assume
normal
you
stigma
getting
that
tested, you
there
getting
must
tested
be
for a
something
reason.
wrong
That's something
for
else
you
that
to do that.
traumatized me too.
Yeah.
Actually, someone, an ex-girlfriend in high school, actually had told me that she had an STD or some shit, like trying to play a trick or something. I don't know. I was ready to kill. I was ready to fight.
Yep.
Oh,
For
yeah.
real,
Yep.
like I called my cousin bawling, like crying, devastated. My
Yep.
life was over.
And that's
And she
Yeah.
was playing. I wanted to see the papers and everything.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I wasn't.
Yo, you better stop playing before I ring your
Yeah,
neck.
exactly. And then
Right.
that scared me. So I don't even be playing with
Right,
people.
and that though
Right.
is on Insecure. They kind of touched on this a little bit. I think it was like season 1 when Lawrence got chlamydia or whatever.
Yeah,
He was
definitely wanna
calling.
see them texts.
He was calling all the people, whatever. And I remember that. And I remember watching that. I remember watching that and thinking. I remember watching that and thinking like, that's a kind of refreshing point of view. Like it's not very often that you see a representation of that actually happening. Because so let's say, we've broken the stigma of actually getting tested or whatever, but like how many of us have the, you know what I'm saying, the integrity, I guess, to call your partners to, you know what I'm saying, like
Listen, man, it's better.
Oh,
It'll
Lord,
work out.
thank you,
it'll-
Lord. Thank you,
It'll
Lord.
work out better
Never-
for you to have it all like together.
Be out here like that.
If a woman trusts you, you gonna go a little further. That's free,
Yep.
that's free game.
Yep.
You'll get the
So-
most out of a woman with her comfortability. The better her comfortability, and it has not to be self-serving.
free game.
You get the most
Free
out
game
of
in
her,
these
the
streets.
more
So
comfortable she is.
I might send you my stuff like in the beginning, or if we stop talking, I'll send you my stuff like after.
I'll ask you to get tested.
Yeah,
with me.
anytime you switch up with a different person, you need to get tested.
Every time.
Every
And
time.
if you feel like there is a type of judgment, or you are going to be, you know what I'm saying, you're a lesser person because of that, then quit fucking so many people. Like that's just like, you know what I'm
If
saying? Like,
somebody
that's
looks at you
that's just the
sideways-
answer
So
to that. Like,
disgusting.
that's just the
If
answer to
somebody
that.
looks at you
Like,
disgusting to me,
sideways,
like,
or feels a way about the
can't.
testing conversation even being brought up, that's a shiny scarlet
That's a red flag.
It's like, whoa, like I got tested even in the relationship. I got tested because you don't necessarily have to
What
be
they
with another
doing.
partner to do that. It can just be poor hygiene, whatever
Anything.
you wearing,
anything.
You know what I mean?
But if you don't know, you are just feeding into another issue of black health. You know what I'm saying? History has shown doctors don't give a fuck about us.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
give a damn
Yeah,
about us.
no,
They
they
not.
don't.
They're not going to tell
They
you.
gonna
You
give
know what
you
I'm
something
saying?
for
They're
your
not.
symptoms,
Black
yeah.
women are dying at. The statistics were 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. That was 2019.
And birth and stuff.
Now
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
like 8%. Like or eight times more likely to
Yeah,
die
definitely.
during that
I was
than
just reading upon
than
statistics,
white
They're
people.
very high.
And that shit's crazy, but at the end of the day, we have to start taking care of ourselves. You can't keep letting the next motherfucker's opinion about living your truth. If you want to go around fucking everybody and 2, 3, 4 different people in the same day, that ain't who am I to fucking judge? Do you? But I ask you, black woman, black man, take care of yourself. Do it right. Be protected. Get tested. I would encourage that you don't, but I ain't gonna judge you. Whatever, whatever. Do your fucking thing. Whatever.
I mean, I'm not the judge. I know it was never. But
let me tell you, Lord, don't do it.
And it was crazy. I've never been that person.
Scary.
Like I'm 29 and I don't even have a high necessarily body. And because. One thing
don't
about
lie
me,
to me.
No, I don't. I don't have a
freaky dinky.
Don't you lie to me.
What's crazy is because the majority of the women I've been with, like I said, I was with a woman for 4 years. You know what I mean? So, I didn't do anything with nobody else. In college. You know what I mean? And especially at the time where I could have probably should have been most wild. You know what I mean? But I was always super cautionary to get next to women in certain ways because not like a confidence or whatever. It's like I don't want to be. Because, like I said, women are getting sexually shit thrown at them all day long, and I never wanted to add to that. And I kind of self-sabotage in my head. Like, even if a girl I know that's probably invited me to her room and it's dark, I'll automatically be like, is she comfortable? Is she cool? Like, you know what I mean? And I just never wanted to be that guy. Like, and that's what kind of, like, deterred me from that. Because, like I said, I got sisters, and any guy who has a bunch of female friends, there's always, every woman that I know, period, has some type of shady story with a guy or guys, some type of shady story. And I just I don't never want to be a shady story under no circumstance. So that's why real. I be like, I could be out here, but damn, is she cool? Is she all right? Like, I think I open myself up to certain energies. Like, you know what I mean? I could be, yeah, girl, what we on? Da-da-da-da. And come to find out, she so comfortable with me. She got abused at 10. She's telling me this. I'm like, I didn't even ask for all this. I was trying to get the cheeks, but it's I'm like, but then it's like I'm glad you probably got that out because maybe I helped you out with something and doing something from you. You know what I mean?
If a female is being vulnerable with you in that way and telling you that, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Like pay attention to those signs because she's either letting you know like why or how to deal with her, why she's going to maneuver a certain way with you.
Yep.
Or how or why not, or you know what I mean? Basically, watch how you handle me. If a female's gonna disclose, women ain't just gonna walk around telling people that.
Right.
Period.
Right. Not even their friends, not even their female peers. So, like,
and it's a reason. You know what I mean?
And I think that kind of ties into the whole like judgment thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like women don't want to. We don't want to express that we get tested or whatever because niggas got so much to say about women's health and you know what I'm saying and what we got going on. But also, you know, we just have to hold ourselves accountable to not worrying about the judgment and taking it serious for ourselves. We have to be able to have that conversation all around, male to female, female to male, for sure. But speaking on that, it goes back to, you know, women are taking that ultimate risk. So for me, every time I see niggas post about pH balance or whatever, or like anything of that, so I'm niggas, shut the fuck up. Like, you have no idea. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? To even have an opinion on it. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't shut him down just yet because I'm like, if he's missing, it's just the way that he goes
about it. Around. My dad has nothing but sisters, so. And when it came to even sometime my menstrual cycle, a lot of time, my dad was even able to walk me through how to take care of myself sometimes. You know what I mean? If I was able to talk to him. So
that's important.
Yeah. Like,
very.
He had nothing but sisters. So like some men aren't completely, you know, dumb. I wouldn't.
Right. And no one is not boxing anyone, you know, and but it's just, you know, we have to as women, what you say, Sonny, is a little more cautionary because all of our shit is internal. You know what I'm saying? There's so many factors. There's so many factors into everything. What you eat, who you fucking, how much you exercise, all of those things is just play a factor into your sexual health. And all of those things are the same for a man.
Especially for females.
All of those things, exactly. And those things are the same for men. It's just not noticed. It's not as visible to men because y'all, you know, with anybody, especially if we talk STDs or whatever, even like yeast infections and shit. With us, we have the
Is it
symptoms.
something
We know
that
our
men-
body.
Is it something that you guys even think about?
As far as
what?
Like just
Like
your health
like your-
of
yeah, definitely. Just because I mean, even though we can't be like necessarily sterile or anything from it, you still don't want to go through all that.
Yeah.
Period. And sometimes you get something you can't get rid of.
well, is it a? I guess my question is it a proactive thought? You know what I'm saying, or is it one of those things where it's like, damn, this piss burned a little bit. Maybe I should go get tested. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But with guys, we'll see the symptoms first because everything's external. So if you got like chlamydia or gonorrhea or something, you'll start running. You'll start running.
Right.
So you'll see
Female,
it
females
first.
are more prone
Females see it
to see their symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Later than a
Definitely.
male.
I've
Definitely.
had instances where I've been in, like, even in relationships or something like that, like where women may see signs of a certain STD, but the guy won't.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
Right.
how the hell, like gonorrhea,
He lied.
it's
And
like,
there's
how's it
also-
visible to you, but not
but
me?
right. But there's also
Somebody lying.
there's right. But there's also like with that just being informed, you know what I'm saying, to what can cause those type of things. Because like you said, it could be anything as underwear. Wearing too tight underwear, baby ass shorts can get you a yeast infection. You know what I mean? You can get BV from using the wrong soap. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people don't know that because it's, as soon as you have the conversation of like BV, it's like, oh no, STD, STI. Oh, if that's what it is, then I must be
It's like,
nasty, or I must, you
understand
know what I'm
the
saying?
the bacterial hierarchy.
Yeah,
BV is not AIDS.
It's not even an STD.
But BV
It's
is
not
not
even.
AIDS.
It's not even considered. I went to go get my birth control shot, and we were talking about all types of shit, and she was like, "That's not, you know, in the profession or medical, I guess, field. They don't consider that because it can come from a lot of different things, so it's not considered just a sexually transmitted disease."
But just for the record, these dudes know. They gonna know first. We gonna know first.
I feel like
9 times out of 10.
I feel
we
like
gonna
I'm
know first.
proactive with to answer your question. I feel like I'm proactive with that because, like I said, I never want to be a shady story
Yeah.
to a person. It's just like I'm always gonna start. My father was always like, accountability starts right here. What you do here is gonna reflect everywhere. So if I'm just being, you know, sexually, I guess, irresponsible or whatever, I never want to pass it to nobody else because I don't want that. Because like I said, I don't want nothing like that happening to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just been always super cautious and considerate of the outside. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a shady story. That's why I even read about that stuff. Like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. You know what I mean? I watch the stuff that I even wash up with. Try to stay groomed. If we be all the way legit with it, try to stay groomed as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't do nothing if I'm, you know, fresh off a workout. Now you can't, as much as I want to, you can't get this right now. All right, let me go ahead and, you know, rub
And
it
it's a safety thing. It's just
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's a safety and a security. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like, you know what I'm saying, like uncircumcised men, everybody should be taking good care of their dick or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But uncircumcised men should be putting more thought into that, and they are more likely and more prone to infection or, you know what I'm saying, something coming up because they're uncircumcised. I think that
Do you have something to say?
Yes, we don't. Yes. Women have gynecologists. Men have what as the equivalent? What's the equivalent of a male gynecologist?
Yeah.
That's something else that we just don't have.
Some of us ain't had a physical since football.
Men be
Damn.
scared of the doctor.
Damn.
Some of it's just like the lack of health care, period. in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
country.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
After 26, a lot of people just don't have health care.
Right.
And you can't go, you know, whatever.
Yeah, but some of it is also almost like I can understand for men where some of that, because you always see the representation of like colon exam or you know what I'm saying, like that, like you know what I'm saying. But it's just a part of y'all. It's a part of male health. It's just a part of it. But I could understand even the PTSD side of it because again, history don't give a fuck about us. So I could see black men why you scared to go to this doctor because they was infecting and injecting y'all with syphilis. You know what I'm saying, Tuskegee experiments and shit like that. Like,
bro, still gotta go.
but you still right. You just
Still gotta
there's
go.
not, as far as I know, I'm just ignorant to it. Ain't no such thing as a dick doctor out here. I've not
ever heard
Dick doctor.
about a dick doctor.
Just to get a dick.
Hey, you know that thinking emoji like this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
You know what needs to
Dick
exist?
doctor.
Dick doctors. We need some girls.
in
to become
casual
somebody's
conversation, the
dick
dude coming out of the club like, I gotta go to my doctor.
Dick doctor.
My dick.
Yeah.
All right then, bro. All right, I'll holler at you. Good.
Good
What they
luck,
say?
friend.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to stay actively checked even within a relationship. You know what I mean? Like the last time, like my college relationship, I was like, we should get checked, and she was like, why? I'm like, motherfucker, what you mean? Why? Just because we here don't mean we here. And what's crazy, ironically, she cheated on me. You know what I mean? That's how I'm like, so
Wow.
You know, shoot me
Boom.
why? You know what I mean? You know, but
Wow.
I try to stay that because whether we doing something or not, or whether I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if I'm good on my cylinder and I've been that way and something changes on my end, we got questions on the outside. Especially if you can track something that I don't. It's just like,
What the?
Because certain things you can't get. I've seen stories where girls have been like, yeah, I got gonorrhea. Been in relationships. Like they've had gonorrhea and the guy hasn't. So it's like you don't get gonorrhea for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? What was you doing? What was you doing to that? And if I ain't got it,
Somebody
lied.
Somebody lied.
Somebody
Somebody
lied.
is fucking
Somebody
lying.
definitely lying.
Sometimes God be blocking stuff too.
Yeah, true,
I mean,
true.
if the Lord
True.
happens to put that, you know what I mean?
But you didn't get it from me though. So you lied. You lied.
Right.
that Christian contraceptive. If
These
God
demons.
was like, you know what I mean?
Man.
These darknesses are being brought to light.
These darkness for real. Like somebody, it's like we need to have a talk. And if one person has something in a relationship, do y'all advocate taking, you know what I mean, getting tested while in relationships? Like even
Yes.
y'all.
Yeah, and I think that the reason that is not more prominently advocated is because there is this stigma that if you getting tested, there must be something wrong,
If you-
and
yeah,
so that
I
stigma
definitely- Why you
leads
getting
to,
tested,
so,
yeah.
and that
definitely
stigma
have.
leads to if you in
I
a
was
relationship getting tested, well, you must think that I'm on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Not just because we want to be healthy or whatever, but because you might think that there might be this assumption that I'm cheating or I'm stepping out or
I
whatever.
got tested in the middle of my last. We was together for almost 6 years, and unfortunately, it was based off insecurity. But I mean, I was glad. I'm like, okay, let's go with me.
Yeah.
Better
type
be
shit.
found
Like,
out some
what?
way than no
Right,
way. you
right.
know?
Go
I
with
heard
me.
that.
You about to get tested too.
Hell yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? We
We're both
proving
going-
our, you know what I'm
we're
saying? We
both going to
proving
get tested,
ourselves. Let's
like,
prove.
what?
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
hell yeah.
Like if
Test
we gonna
time.
jump off this cliff, you got your parachute because if you fall and I don't, I know who ain't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I know
Exactly.
who wasn't built to last.
Hell yeah. It's we have to start communally just thinking about intake and energy, and you know what I'm saying.
big.
You just as much as what a woman eats can affect her smell, her pH, her
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
The same is
Oh,
for the
yes.
same
I
goes
definitely
can be
pay
said for
attention to
men.
that.
You know what I mean. The same can be said for men. If niggas is wearing fucking briefs that's up they asshole all the time,
First of
your
all, we ain't
balls
wearing
might
briefs.
get a little.
We're not
If y'all like y'all gotta let
not
y'all
wearing
shit
briefs.
breathe
If he
too.
doing that,
like,
ladies,
If he's still
doing
wearing
that,
briefs at this age,
Briefs.
let me turn
Ladies,
this way.
hold on.
Everybody look at me. If your man is an adult, still wearing briefs or tighty whities, you let him on the curb with all of his stuff until the trash
Including
pick him
them
up
briefs.
on Tuesday. With the briefs. Only thing he got, it was a luggage full of briefs. He's still wearing briefs at this age.
I am a boy, Damon.
I'm cussing you out and him out. Don't get me started on these
this is
briefs.
not include-
Don't get me started.
This don't include boxer briefs.
Why?
Those are king.
I just
Don't
understand
stop.
why
Boxer briefs are
men-
something different.
Why
Those
you
are
want
hot.
your drawers hugging your
Hugging your
ass?
booty.
Come on, man, with the
Oh,
Michael
no.
Phelps pants on you got, like, bro, we ain't walking around with the Michael Phelps tighty white. Got Spider-Man on the back of him, probably.
Some ladies
Superman
like
drawers.
it. Like I don't know. I think some ladies may like.
I can't even
yo-
let you run with that.
It's kind of gayish. I don't know.
I don't know.
If I was
that-
in a relationship and my lady want me to put on some Spider-Man, some Supermans, I'm putting them on in the
That's
house.
for the area, though.
Whatever I gotta do in the house to get the what?
But if we going to,
talking about?
if you just running out to the club with me, or you know what I mean, LA Fitness or something like that, and you wear that
in
on
the
the regular,
spandex.
and you
I ain't went on a
getting,
regular.
you going the fresh time to get bananas, and you got I know there's no respect for you at all.
We're going the first time to get bananas.
Yeah, there's no respect.
So specific.
And your
You
briefs.
know what I mean? Gerber baby looking at there's no respect. There is no reason why briefs should be had. There's no reason. No
right.
excuse. Maybe the bedroom, but that's y'all. I don't
right.
even know what you wearing.
Yeah,
She better
that's
have bought
personal.
them, bro. She better have bought them. Swear.
What you-
And if you buy them,
Point two.
dog. If you buy
Oh,
them,
part two. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit about that was just diet and desire. How y'all feel about maybe like the double standards of desire when it comes to sex?
explain that.
Yeah. what?
Okay. So like OnlyFans. Like, do y'all think that women are really like paying for dick pics type of thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all think that?
I think they
You think
are.
so?
Somebody doing something.
They probably are.
Really?
It's a market for everything.
If they doing it, they paying for it.
I've heard of dudes like using food and like using hot dog buns and
And
stuff.
when
You gotta be
they-
creative out
the
here. I'm not
ladies-
saying
the
somebody
ladies-
doing something.
It's a
If you
market for
send me a picture of your dick Hot dog
In a
bun.
hot dog bun.
I am making it my personal mission to eliminate
I'm sorry,
you
Mom,
from
if
this
you're still
earth.
watching. I'm so
Because you
sorry.
are.
Somebody
sorry.
laughing, you laughing, but somebody like it.
Oh my
Mom.
Biscuits
God.
and honey. Somebody going like, watch.
Oh hell.
Hey, what
Talk
if
to
it's
your
dressed
friends.
up too? Like, what if it's like dressed up too?
They got relish.
Why you laughing? Talk
I'm
to your
sick.
friends.
I'm
You like,
sick.
don't be a
Talk to
menace
your
when she was
friends.
putting the hot sauce on his body and all that.
You know a man doing this. You just
Man,
don't know that you know this man
There's a
doing
man
Man,
this.
you don't know this. It's one of your bros.
You don't know that you know,
They
but one of your
subscribing.
niggas is
They're
hot dog bunning these
subscribing to
hoes.
this. I bet
Wow.
Somebody's probably watching this Facebook Live.
Wow.
y'all subscribing to that shit.
Somebody gonna
Somebody
do it.
watching it like hot dog bun. I was still on air freshener. I was still on air freshener.
I did have a
next to
remote.
the
I got to
dick.
switch it up. I did have a brick TV.
Hot dog bun is where it's
I
at.
heard the OnlyFans is getting wild though. They doing all kind of
It's
shit.
a market for everything.
I'm about to
It's
get
a
on
market
there. I'm
for
about to
it.
get on there.
I mean, it's shit.
I've
it's
seen people play video because you think it's crazy.
Y'all look for my page soon. I'm about to get OnlyFans, y'all.
OnlyFans was originally not even just used for that. Like
right.
it was used for like
it was
people-
for like
gamers. and stuff.
yeah, and,
Neither
and-
was the internet, but here we are.
right.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
you know.
hell yeah.
Hey, wow.
Would y'all buy an OnlyFans?
Gotta find me something unique to do.
Right.
Would y'all
Some-
buy an OnlyFans? Would y'all subscribe to one?
It's
I
fried
don't
because
think
it'd be
so.
people we know that's walking around. Like porn
Man,
is free.
right.
I don't
People
Right.
are
understand.
subscribing to that shit. People
But
you
you know
never
what I
think of. is
you know what I
subscribing to
said
that
when
shit.
I thought about making one is this is like curiosity will kill the cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you'll have all these randoms that might pay for your shit, but like how many motherfuckers might pay $5 just to see what I look like naked? That they know me, you know what I'm saying? Just to see what
Just
that
to-
might I just wanna see, can't
Let
really
me
do
see.
nothing with it, but I've been wondering about that shit. Like, okay, here's my shit.
Like girl, you work loss prevention at Home Depot. Then you got loss prevention.
I just don't think it's smart because I mean you can already screenshot the pictures and pin them on the internet. You can do that. With
Right,
video.
yeah,
no,
right.
Your ass is gonna be everywhere.
Right.
Every
I
goddamn
mean, which
way.
happens.
Right.
But I've seen people buy homes.
Hey, y'all,
off
if y'all
Yeah.
watching,
I've
go
seen
ahead
people-
and
She
switch
tryna
to
make
somebody else's live because mine.
Oh, we about to
dead.
wrap. We're about to wrap. Are there any other points of things that y'all want to put up?
Let's see.
Please don't sleep around with everybody. Not only for your physical health, but for your spiritual health.
Yeah.
I know
Yes,
everybody going
it's
through a
more
phase.
spiritual than anything, actually.
Oh,
so.
it costs. The sex ain't free, baby.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
please,
oh, yeah.
and
You-
watch how you condemn all this for the guy portion of it. Man, y'all call me soft, whatever, but please manage how we like. Watch how we manage, handling women so rough, even how, within our interactions, within sexual interactions, friendships, and all that. Because, like I said, you'll get the most
Thank
out
you
of
for
a
that.
woman.
Yeah.
You'll get the
Thank you,
most
sir.
out
I
of a
really
woman
appreciate it.
the more comfortable she is. But don't make her comfortable for self-serving purposes. Like
Yeah.
you'll get the better experience out of relationships, sexual interactions, experiences based off of her comfortability. We need to put
Yeah.
that to the forefront of our thoughts.
That's
more-
real.
more
Free
than
game.
anything.
Tag on to that. Even if she deserves it, even if she being an ass herself, still won't treat her with
Care
respect.
about her,
or
yeah.
keep your distance.
Yeah. Women, we have to let's communicate better to our black men because sometimes we close off or make it very hard for them to be that vulnerable
Yeah.
or be that open because of the judgment.
Learn to
and the-
communicate and not be so expressive.
Yeah.
Learn to comprehend and communicate as well. Considering comprehension is communication. Also.
Listening to
And
understand and not to
respect.
respond.
Respect. Respect.
That's some good shit, y'all.
Across the board, guys.
That's some good shit.
Don't be on Facebook talking about pH levels and vaginas. You
Yeah.
Don't know what
You
you're
don't
talking
know
about.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Sometimes
Know
don't
what
say
you
nothing
talking
at all.
about.
Yeah, don't even say just
Do
keep
your
that shit to
reading first.
yourself.
Worry about your girl.
Straight
vagina
up.
at the end.
Do your reading first before you get to try to actually talk about
Sometimes
somebody.
you gotta shut up.
All right, y'all. We wrapping it up. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank y'all all for being here and
Thank
sharing
you.
y'all opinions and experiences. I really love that. Y'all know I like to wrap it up with could be worse. So from fmylife.com, just to put some shit into perspective, count your blessings. So today's could be worse says.
Thank you for watching.
Says, today I've been feeling horny a lot lately, so I downloaded Tinder and subscribed to Tinder Gold. The only matches I've had are with bots and people saying to subscribe to my Instagram for premium content.
Got
Fuck
you.
my life. Got your ass. Got your ass. Don't fall for the trip. Thank you for tuning in. I am your girl, Shi Sharai. I appreciate your support forever. Be black, be blessed, be beautiful. Peace out, y'all.
Peace on.
Peace.